The decision that destroyed every assumption about professional basketball ownership came from the most unexpected source in sports history. Michael Jordan, the basketball legend who redefined greatness and built a billion-dollar empire, has just made an offer that could revolutionize women's professional sports forever. When the greatest player of all time extends his hand to the WNBA's most transformative rookie with an opportunity that transcends traditional team ownership, the entire landscape of professional basketball shifts beneath our feet. But what could drive his heirs to make such an unprecedented move? What does Caitlin Clark possess that convinced the ultimate competitor to break every rule about sports ownership and create something that has never existed before? The implications of this moment stretch far beyond basketball to rewrite the future of women's professional athletics. Michael Jordan's business empire extends far beyond his legendary playing career, encompassing a portfolio worth over $3 billion that includes his majority ownership of the Charlotte Hornets NBA franchise, extensive Nike partnerships through the Jordan brand, and investments across multiple industries. His transition from basketball superstar to successful businessman has been as impressive as his athletic achievements, with the Jordan brand alone generating over $5 billion in annual revenue for Nike. Jordan's ownership of the Charlotte Hornets since 2010 has provided him with extensive experience in franchise management, team operations, and the business aspects of professional sports. His approach to ownership has emphasized building competitive teams while maintaining financial sustainability, creating a model that could potentially translate to other professional sports leagues. The success of his business ventures demonstrates his understanding of brand building, market positioning, and strategic investment decisions that have relevance across various industries. His influence in basketball extends beyond ownership to include mentorship of current players, involvement in basketball development programs, and continued presence at major basketball events worldwide. Jordan's reputation and business acumen have made him one of the most respected figures in professional sports, with opinions and decisions that carry significant weight throughout the basketball community and beyond. Questions arise about how Jordan's business philosophy and competitive mindset might translate to involvement with women's professional basketball, particularly given the WNBA's recent growth in popularity and commercial viability. The implications could suggest that his interest in the women's game reflects recognition of untapped market potential and investment opportunities that align with his business strategy. Caitlin Clark's impact on women's basketball has been nothing short of revolutionary, transforming the WNBA from a niche professional league to a mainstream entertainment property that generates significant television ratings and commercial interest. Her rookie season with the Indiana Fever broke numerous records and brought unprecedented attention to women's professional basketball, with games regularly drawing over 1 million television viewers and consistently selling out arenas. Clark's marketability extends beyond her basketball performance to include social media influence, endorsement opportunities, and cultural impact that exceeds what most WNBA players have historically achieved. Her ability to generate revenue for franchises, leagues, and business partners has been demonstrated through ticket sales, merchandise purchases, and television viewership that represents historic highs for women's professional basketball. The commercial success surrounding Clark's presence has created new possibilities for women's professional sports, including increased sponsor interest, media coverage, and investment opportunities that were previously unavailable. Her influence has elevated not only her own career prospects, but also the profiles and opportunities available to other women's basketball players throughout the league. Her playing style and basketball IQ have drawn comparisons to some of the greatest players in basketball history, regardless of gender, creating a level of respect and recognition that transcends traditional boundaries between men's and women's basketball. The combination of her athletic ability and commercial appeal creates unique opportunities for business partnerships and ventures that could benefit all parties involved. Sports analysts wonder whether Clark's transformative impact on women's basketball might represent the kind of generational talent and market influence that could justify unprecedented business investments and ownership structures within women's professional sports. The concept of individual player ownership or franchise partnerships represents a relatively new development in professional sports, with various leagues exploring innovative ownership structures that provide star players with greater control and financial participation in team operations. These arrangements can benefit both players and existing ownership groups by aligning incentives and creating new revenue opportunities. Jordan's experience as both a former player and current owner provides him with unique perspective on the benefits and challenges of different ownership structures within professional basketball. His understanding of player needs and business requirements could enable him to create innovative partnerships that serve the interests of all parties while advancing the growth of women's professional basketball. The financial structure of such arrangements typically involves complex negotiations regarding equity participation, operational control, revenue sharing, and long-term commitments that require careful legal and business planning. The success of these partnerships often depends on clear agreements about roles, responsibilities, and decision-making authority that protect the interests of all stakeholders. Legal experts note that innovative ownership structures in professional sports often serve as models for other leagues and organizations seeking to attract and retain elite talent while building sustainable business operations. The precedent established by any Jordan-Clark partnership could influence how other professional sports leagues approach player equity and ownership opportunities. The WNBA's current ownership structure includes a mix of individual investors, corporate entities, and NBA franchise owners who have invested in women's professional basketball as both business opportunities and community investments. The league's recent growth and popularity and commercial success has attracted increased investor interest and created new possibilities for franchise expansion and innovative ownership models. Clark's impact on WNBA attendance, television ratings, and commercial revenue has demonstrated the potential for individual players to dramatically influence franchise value and league-wide success. This influence creates opportunities for business partnerships and ownership arrangements that reflect the economic value generated by elite players. The league's relationship with the NBA provides potential pathways for collaboration and investment that could benefit both organizations while advancing the growth of women's professional basketball. NBA owners and investors have increasingly recognized the commercial potential of women's sports and have become more willing to invest resources in WNBA franchises and related ventures. Questions arise about how the WNBA's governance structure and existing ownership agreements might accommodate innovative partnerships or ownership arrangements involving current players. The implications could suggest that league policies and regulations might need to evolve to enable new forms of player participation in franchise ownership and operations. The basketball community's response to increased NBA involvement in WNBA operations has generally been positive, as resources and expertise from the men's league can help accelerate the growth and development of women's professional basketball while maintaining the WNBA's distinct identity and culture. Jordan's relationship with Nike through the Jordan brand creates additional business opportunities and synergies that could benefit any partnership with WNBA players or franchises. The Jordan brand's marketing expertise, global reach, and financial resources provide platforms for promoting women's basketball and developing new revenue streams that could support innovative ownership structures. The success of Jordan brand partnerships with various athletes demonstrates the potential for mutually beneficial relationships that advance both individual careers and broader business objectives. Clark's marketability and cultural influence align well with Jordan brand's approach to athlete partnerships and could create significant value for all parties involved. Nike's increasing investment in women's sports, including basketball, creates additional opportunities for collaborative ventures that combine athlete partnerships, franchise ownership, and marketing initiatives. The company's commitment to women's athletics provides a supportive environment for innovative business arrangements that advance both commercial and social objectives. The intersection of athlete branding, franchise ownership, and corporate partnerships represents a growing trend in professional sports that creates new possibilities for revenue generation and market expansion. The success of these integrated approaches often depends on alignment between all parties regarding objectives, strategies, and long-term vision. The precedent established by innovative ownership arrangements in women's basketball could influence how other professional sports leagues approach player equity, revenue sharing, and franchise development. The success of such partnerships could accelerate the growth of women's professional athletics and create new career opportunities for female athletes. Cultural implications include challenging traditional assumptions about sports ownership, player roles, and the commercial potential of women's professional athletics. High-profile partnerships between established business leaders and emerging stars in women's sports can help change public perceptions and increase mainstream acceptance of women's professional athletics. The media coverage and public attention generated by such partnerships can provide platforms for promoting women's sports and inspiring young female athletes to pursue professional careers in athletics. The visibility created by these relationships often extends beyond immediate business benefits to include broader social and cultural impact. Questions arise about how the success of women's professional sports partnerships might influence corporate investment, media coverage, and public support for women's athletics across various disciplines and competition levels. The broader basketball community has increasingly recognized the talent level, competitive quality, and entertainment value of women's professional basketball, leading to greater support for investment and development in the WNBA and related properties. This recognition creates opportunities for collaboration and resource sharing that can benefit both men's and women's basketball. Former NBA players and coaches have become more involved in women's basketball through coaching, mentorship, and business ventures that help develop talent and grow the sport's popularity. This trend reflects changing attitudes about the value and potential of women's professional athletics within the basketball community. The success of women's basketball at both college and professional levels has demonstrated the sport's ability to generate significant fan interest, media coverage, and commercial revenue when provided with appropriate resources and promotional support. This success creates confidence among potential investors and business partners regarding the viability of women's basketball ventures. Jordan's potential involvement in women's basketball represents the kind of high-profile endorsement that can accelerate growth and development while providing credibility and resources that might otherwise be unavailable to emerging properties in women's professional sports. The intersection of basketball excellence, business acumen, and social impact creates opportunities for partnerships that advance multiple objectives while generating sustainable returns for all stakeholders involved in women's professional basketball development. Looking toward the future of women's professional sports, the potential for innovative partnerships, ownership structures, and investment opportunities continues to expand as leagues demonstrate their commercial viability and growth potential. The success of current initiatives could establish templates for future development and expansion throughout women's athletics. The combination of emerging star power, business expertise, and financial resources creates unprecedented possibilities for advancing women's professional sports while generating significant returns for investors and stakeholders. The alignment of these factors suggests that women's professional athletics may be entering a new era of growth and development. Clark's continued development as both an athlete and business personality will likely influence the trajectory of women's professional basketball and create new opportunities for partnerships, investments, and ventures that benefit players, fans, and business communities. Her success serves as proof of concept for the commercial potential of women's professional sports. The basketball community's increasing recognition of women's professional basketball creates a supportive environment for continued growth, investment, and development that could accelerate the sport's evolution and expand opportunities for all participants. If you're as amazed by this potential game-changing partnership as we are, go ahead and like this video. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Michael Jordan's involvement could revolutionize women's professional sports? How important is it for established business leaders to invest in women's athletics? We want to hear your perspective on what this could mean for the future of professional basketball. Then hit subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss our coverage of the developments that could reshape sports forever. Thanks for watching.